Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be more of a quick topic, talking about Mike from PA. I recently saw like a really funny tweet of him where he's like kind of crashing out a little bit, and then people are making fun of him. So this started because some like person posted a comic saying, "Hey, democratically elected president invaded a country." It said, stay safe, okay? My authoritarian," and it says "Die Ruski Pig," and then it says visa ban with it's basically making fun of Russia and like America with Trump or whatever, with like dictatorial leaders that, and it says Westoids be like. So somebody quote tweets this saying, "I feel like I have way more respect for the anti-war Russians if they didn't constantly pretend like they're the majority of the country. Most Russians support Putin and the war, that's just an objective fact. You don't have to pretend otherwise to signal your own opposition." So Mike from PA, in his infinite wisdom, decided it was a good idea to get into another political argument like a complete idiot. So his response was, "Trump won the popular vote. Should every American be punished for his actions?" You're a fucking idiot. He did it. Not every American, you fucking dumbass. Okay, and then so somebody responds in the most funny way saying, "Yes, you in particular," and it responded to some of his most horrendous takes you would ever see. And I've seen like really bad takes, but these are pretty bad. So the first one says, "Ukraine canceled elections and banned political parties. Is the government illegitimate? Isn't Ukraine consistently rated as one of the most corrupt countries in the world?" And it's so weird how every time some Western media posts about Ukraine, it ends up being a picture of a Nazi. And the last one says, "Every tangy told you that the US would abandon Ukraine when it's politically expedient. That's why we wanted a peace treaty in 2022.
Bro, you really didn't read that letter? Look, we bombed some niggas, now we going to war.
What do you mean we? Nintendo?
No,
we?
nigga, we as in us.
Us? Are you talking about
No,
the movie?
nigga, us as in the US.
I'm sorry, I just don't recall bombing anybody. I've been chilling
we
all
bombed.
week.
Now, I'm not one to really talk too much about politics unless it's on my Twitter or unless I know exactly what I'm talking about. But Mike from PA doesn't know what he's talking about, and that's the issue because he is in politics. So I've called out multiple times that I really don't like this guy. I did it in my huge not EHD, Jesus, in my huge Destiny video like a year back. It's kind of outdated now because of everything that's occurred, but yeah, I've talked about that and why I don't like him and how this guy's kind of an asshole. So yeah, imagine these tweets and, you know, him not liking Jewish people, because he really doesn't like Jewish people. There's many clips like that.
That is right.
The curse of Iran's unremitting aggression, or the blessing of a historic reconciliation between Arab and Jew. In the days that followed
That's shit crazy.
the blessing
Jew is not a fucking ethnic. It is Jewish is not an ethnicity. This constructed ethnicity. This demonic ethnicity. Wholly invented.
But yeah, I think it's ironic that he's like, "It's so weird how every time some Western media posts about Ukraine, it ends up being a picture of a Nazi," when he has said some like pretty horrific shit about Jewish people. One time he almost said the K-slur, and the other time he accuses some guy of being a CIA agent because his name sounded Jewish or whatever.
To what showed up on Instagram and YouTube.
When we looked at material that's sensitive to the Chinese Communist Party, these materials were significantly, inexplicably underrepresented on the platform.
Right, they concluded that videos undesirable to the CCP were underrepresented.
Wow, this guy's totally not a CIA agent, guys!
This guy's not a CIA agent. I'm sure this guy has never worked in American intelligence. It is not just literally push like this is so standard. Joel Finkelstein, guys, he's definitely doesn't. Oh man, he's.
Which is fucked up, okay? I've heard, you know, groypers and people say shit about like Jewish people, and that's already horrendous enough, but that's basically how he sounds. And so he responds saying, "You posted 3 times where I was completely accurate. Are you going to say that any of those things are wrong or what? Also, I oppose Russia's invasion. The US under Trump justified it with their actions in Venezuela. Spheres' influence equals Ukraine subservient to China. Or to Russia. Fuck, I fucked that up really badly." So then this person just responds with, "Sorry baby boy, you absolve yourself of responsibility for your country electing Trump. So basically you are in no position to lecture anyone because your opinion doesn't matter." So then Mike from PA is like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Liberals who supported the Gaza genocide like Biden and Harris refuse to listen to people like me." Jesus, and lost because of it. Now we have a new movement rising, thank God, where liberals like Destiny are irrelevant. And then she says, "Stop blaming everyone except yourself. You brought Trump to power. It was preventable. Nobody learned the lesson you wanted to teach them. Everything's now worse and you whine that you can't change it. So better focus fixing your corrupt Nazi shithole instead of lecturing others. Like, Mike from PA is just a fucking dumbass. And it doesn't help that this guy helped basically elect Trump. And a bunch of dumbass leftists were like, we don't want Trump as president. But then they also were like, you know what? We're gonna completely say we don't want Kamala as president because she wasn't exactly anti-Israel or whatever. And look, I know there's a lot of talk about Israel and Palestine right now. And like, she was like pretty pro-Israel. It's ironic because Trump is worse for that war or whatever. And then it's weird because like all of a sudden they'll be like, oh yeah, Trump is this authoritarian dictator. And say what you want about Trump or whatever, it's kind of your fault for allowing that, because you were so stuck up on the whole Israel and Palestine thing that like you were willing to get this guy elected essentially because you were so stuck up on that. Like, are you fucking serious? Alright, so the last thing I'm gonna talk about Mike from PA is something that happened in December, which I thought was a crazy thing that he said. So this person called Jermia Rodriguez Palillo, which is a crazy name by the way, says, "Dear US media, Nicolas Maduro is not a president, he's a dictator. He runs a regime, not a government." And so Mike from PA, and again, his infinite wisdom, his complete smartness, his intelligence, he has the mind of Einstein. He says, "Your name is Germania, and you claim to be from Latin America? When did your family immigrate?" 1945. And a bunch of people were just shitting on him, calling him out for just being like a dumbass commie. And my favorite reply is from this guy called Joyful Union. It says, "Bro, lefty racism just hits different." And it really does, okay? That's a fucking nuclear thing to say. And it's funny in an ironic sense. It's not funny because he's making a joke that's making me laugh. I'm not laughing with him. I'm laughing at him. That's the difference. It's like the stereotypical joke. It's like the he's right behind me kind of thing. That basically Mike from PA does, so we all just shit on him. So yeah, that's why I don't like Mike from PA. That was my quick video for today or whatever. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Whatever, bye bye.